everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cassandra, and today is another reveal video for the book club series that I'm doing with Caroline from At the Love of Crochet and with a lot of you guys, and it is the Hooking Up with Books book club that we've started. Now today's video is actually the reveal video, so the project that we've been working on, inspired by the second book that we have now done in our book club, which was Britt-Marie Was Here. Now this book was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. There were tons of amazing characters in this book that you could have used as inspiration to make an amigurumi from, including that rat that Britt-Marie sort of had this weird she had these conversations with this rat, which was very cute. But again, I'm not going to go into the entire review of the book. If you still want to read it, I can highly recommend it. It was, in the end, although there's very sad parts in it, it's a very uplifting book, and I enjoyed it immensely. Now, the project that I made from this book, and I mentioned in my last video that I thought I was going to love working from the book that I'm about to show you. And it is this one, Lulu and her amigurumi friends. So I have been so excited to start making a project from this book since I got this book a couple of months ago. So as soon as it was announced, I did a pre-order. I was super excited to get started. Even though I'm not a doll person, I do enjoy making the odd doll here and there. And this one, the characters were just so detailed. They had so much character and personality, and it is just so much different from what you normally see in an amigurumi doll pattern. Now you guys, let me tell you who I decided to make from the Britt-Marie book. Now there were, as I mentioned, loads of amazing characters, but the person that I really that just really spoke to me in this book was Sven. Now he was the local policeman. He sort of ended up being the love interest of Britt-Marie. He's just an altogether good guy. He loves his town, this town that nothing happens in. It's sort of a lost and forgotten town. And he loves this place. And he's just this soft-hearted soul. He tries to improve his own life. He goes on cooking courses in the town, next to their town. He goes for flower arranging classes. So he tries to improve himself. He's just an altogether good guy with a soft heart that loves this town. So I decided from early on that I wanted to do Sven. So I don't do a lot of male toys, which was the one reason I decided on him. And I really wanted to make a doll based on a character from this book. And this is where the problem started. Now, before I get into my experience with the book, I will show you how my version of Sven came out. And this is him. So I made him in blue. I thought, policemen, they normally have a blue uniform on. So this is the character that I made. He did come out very adorable. So there you can see he's got his little black shoes on. He does have socks on. So this is the toy that I made. You can see embroidered eyes, his very serious moustache. Now I don't think in the book Sven actually has a moustache, but I used sort of a combination of the policeman, which was the blue uniform, the male character, and how the pattern is written in the book. So obviously not 100% true to Sven. I think Sven in the book is also a bit older. I think he's in his 60s. So this is maybe a bit of a younger Sven when he was still a slightly bit younger. But anyway, there you go. This is the pattern that I made. Now, you guys, you will not believe me when I tell you that I hated working on this toy. I hated it. And that is a very, very strong words coming from me based on a book that is fantastic. So nothing to do with the book. The pattern is really well written. The book is amazing. The characters are adorable. There's more than enough images. So I made, now I wonder if I now lost my place. No, why can't I find it? I'm so sorry, you guys. Just give me a teeny tiny second. This is the grandpa. This was another one that I really wanted to make, that I might make. No. Let me not say that I might make, because I will get to that part in just a minute. I do not know where it is. Oh, here it is. Hold on. So this is who I made, and it was the dad from the book. So there you can see the pattern for the dad. This is how it looks. Now, I didn't put the suspenders on. When I told my husband that the pattern still has suspenders, he said, well, this guy already is wearing a belt, and policemen do not wear suspenders. So I left the suspenders off, but I do think it suits him really well. Now, there's a lot of instructions. The book does not lack photos. It does not lack instruction. I could understand completely what to do. It is indicated, strangely enough, as a skill level easy, which I completely disagree with. This was not an easy pattern for me to do, and I would view myself as an advanced amigurumi maker. This was not easy. For instance, where you connect the legs here at the top, now these little pants do come off. So where you connect the legs, they just say connect to the second leg. But if you're not used to connecting legs, it could happen that, you know, where your seam or your back part is, you know, sort of where you do color changes. If you attach the leg wrong, you could have one leg that shows your color change in the front and the other one the color changes in the back, or the seam is at the back and the one seam is in the front. So that was the only problem I had. If you're a beginner doing this, they don't specify exactly connect to the second stitch after you fastened off stitch from your last row or something. Most patterns would normally indicate exactly where to attach the legs, so that the back part where you do color changes, for instance, would be in the same direction. Then obviously there's this moustache, and I do enjoy embroidering faces. I did not like doing this moustache at all. I wonder if you can see it properly. I didn't like doing it. The hair has shaping to it, which is very well explained, but not easy. And I just kept on thinking, if a beginner does this pattern, they will struggle at some part. So for me, I don't know how they got to mention that this as an easy level pattern, because it really wasn't easy for me. Now, where it started going wrong for me with this pattern was when I finished the very first leg. And I knew this toy was going to be enormous. Now, he is really, really big, if you can see him against my head. And this, friends, I made with Rainbow Cotton 84, which is a fingering weight yarn. This is a yarn weight I recommend in the pattern. Although in the pattern they use a 1.5 millimeter hook, which I agree will make your toy smaller. I cannot work with 2.5 millimeter, which is what I used here, as a very, very small hook. I could not manage it with a 1.5. The smallest hook that I have been able to work with, and that is using crochet cotton thread, is a 2 millimeter. I cannot go smaller than that. So this is a fingering weight yarn, 2.5 millimeter hook, and this toy is enormous. So most of you guys who enjoy working with a DK or a worsted weight, I mean, you are going to end up with a toy that is life-size. So this was my problem. It is enormous. It is really, really a very big toy. I don't know if any of you have worked from this book before. If you have, please let me know your experience. Like I say, the patterns are adorable. It is not, how would I put it? If you're a beginner, you will still manage it, but it's not easy. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of parts. There's intricate embroidering that was difficult for me. I didn't like it. You guys, and it's hard for me to say this, I did not like making this toy. It was too big. It was too cumbersome. It was... Can I be honest with you guys? This book is fantastic, and I have no regrets at all that I have this book. But I will never make another pattern from it. Never. This was so frustrating. It took me more than a week of working on this guy. It was just painful. Now, maybe I was not in the right mood to attack this book, if I can call it that. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just honestly did not enjoy it. Even though, as you can see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this guy. He looks absolutely adorable. Came out exactly as is shown in the book. There's nothing wrong with him. I just absolutely did not enjoy working on him. And I cannot see myself making any more patterns from this book, which is very, very sad for me. So like I say, I have no regrets. This book is fantastic. The instructions are, for the most part, extremely clear. There's a lot of photos. It's very detailed. I mean, I can't say there's nothing wrong with the book. I think it was my personal experience. I don't know. But there you have it, you guys. Sven from Britt-Marie was here. The lovable policeman. Made from a project that I didn't enjoy. Anyways, all right. That was interesting. I must tell you that at one point I thought I was not going to have him ready for this video. This is how I dragged my feet making this guy. So anyway, let's see what the next book club holds and which projects will come from it, because that's the exciting part. I don't know which projects are going to speak to me. I don't know which characters, which colors, which feelings. I'm looking forward to next year, you guys. Now, this book, Britt-Marie was here. As I mentioned, that was our second book. Now, we're not starting a book now. We are only doing our third book starting 15 January. Now, it is a very busy time of year. And that's why Caroline and I decided, you know what, let's not try and fit in more projects than we already have on our plates. And we know a lot of you guys enjoy joining us for the book club. So our next book club will only start on the 15th of January. And our next 3 books will be, let me tell you. January's books, so starting 15 January, is going to be one of my absolute favorite books that I've ever read, and that was The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie. Now, she's a fantastic writer. I've got almost all of her books. I've read almost all of them. And this is the book that started my love of Agatha Christie books. So this one was the very, very first one I read, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. It was suggested to me by a colleague back years ago when I worked at the University of Pretoria in South Africa. She said, you know what, she loves Agatha Christie. Maybe I want to give one of the books a go. We were talking about books. And she said, you know, she has a great love of Agatha Christie. She advises that I start with this book, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. Folks, I've never looked back. I love, love, love Agatha Christie. Now, there is also on Brit TV, which is a YouTube channel, they've got tons. I think they've got almost all of the books, either in like a short episode, 1 hour versions, and they've got a few longer, like a movie, 1.5 hour versions of the books. So if you don't want to read this specific book, but I do suggest reading it, most of Agatha Christie's books are very easy reads. It's not horrific murders. It's normally the books aren't focusing on the murder as much as everything that goes around it, how this detective Hercule Poirot solves the murder. So very easy reading usually. I absolutely enjoy it. So for my part, one of my favorite books. That is starting 15 January. 15 February, that's when we do the reveal for Agatha Christie, and we start our 4th book, which comes as a suggestion from one of you lovely book club members, and it's called One Day by David Nicholls. So I don't know anything about this book, so it will be very interesting to give this one a read. One Day by David Nicholls. Now, all of the books that I mentioned, I will link down below so that you guys can find them. Like I say, and also the YouTube movie version. If I find any other like YouTube versions of the books, I will also link it down below. Then in March, this is Caroline's suggestion for the book club, so the 3rd book. So we're giving you 3 months in advance from next year so that you can decide if you want to do 1 of the months or 3 of the months, that you have more than enough time to get your hands on the specific book that you want to do with us. So 15th of March, that's when we will have the reveal for One Day that we started in February. And then 15th of March, we kick off the 3rd book, which is Caroline's choice, Lulu's Cafe by T.I. Lowe. Again, a book I don't know anything about, which is exciting for me. I like reading these books that I would have never, ever chosen myself. And I guess that's what the book club is about, you guys. Getting to know new authors, getting to read different books, just sort of stepping outside of our comfort zones. All right, friends, that is it. So I will link all of the details. I will link this lovely book. As I said, this book is fantastic. Very, very well written. I just personally did not enjoy this project. But there you go. Little Sven, do not worry. I still love you, even though I hated working on you. All right, friends, that is it for this episode. Let me know if any of you guys have worked from this book before. What were your thoughts? Are you planning to make something from it? Please, I would love to hear your inputs on this. And then I will see you guys back in the next video very, very soon. And let's see what I made to get me out of this amigurumi funk that I have found myself in after making this guy. It's probably going to be a bear, because a bear is the only thing that's going to pull me out of this slump that I found myself in when making Sven. All right, friends, that's it. It's the end of the episode. As always, I've loved chatting to all of you. Pop some comments down below. Let me know what you guys are doing, what you guys are up to. I love chatting to you. I love hearing from you. I will talk to you again very soon. Stay safe and stay crafty.